Friday, November 4th. I have tried to behave for months now, which is not in my nature. Tuesday is election day. The market thread is, as soon as the polls began to tighten in the last week or so, the financial markets began to freeze. And you don't often see it quite like this. The financial markets don't like uncertainty. And of the two candidates, Clinton is by far the known quantity, for good or bad. The range of expectations for her is relatively narrow. There are a lot of people worried about a new round of leftism, depending on what happens in Congress, Senate, House, and so on. But Trump is, from the market perspective, is the wild card. And the nature of the wild card, markets are ruthless. Markets, there's anything soft and fuzzy about markets. And Trump's personal issues don't matter to markets any more than Mrs. Clinton's issues matter. As you might suspect, markets don't care a lot about integrity. They have their own struggles with integrity. The concerning aspect about Trump is the long book on him as a businessman as litigious. He has used the legal system, I think everyone except his family would say inappropriately, both in attack and defense, in a fundamental misunderstanding about what the legal system is about. He appears to want to run as an autocrat, as the American Putin, in which the president just gives orders. There have been interesting moments in the debates which Mrs. Clinton didn't really even understand what he meant when he asked her, "Why didn't you do something?" And she's been in the game long enough to know that at the federal level of government we don't do things. We argue about doing things. The Trump risk to the marketplace is a constitutional crisis where he gives an order, a court, a legislature, a body of Congress says, "Oh no you don't," and in the nature of Trump to say, "Yeah, who's going to make me?" That's what the markets are thinking about. It's not nuclear war or anything like that. So Tuesday, as it says in the copy near this video, a Democrat in New York City told the New York Times that he had made arrangements to have a licensed healthcare practitioner attend his election party just in case the unthinkable took place. If Mrs. Clinton wins, we're going to go right back to where we were. The stock market will tend to respond more to the Fed. Fed's most likely to raise rates in December. Rates aren't going to go very far, and we'll all wait to see who gets appointed and what sort of policy picture appears. If Trump is elected, Wednesday's going to be a bad day. And you'll be able to see it if you tune in Bloomberg late. If the results are clear and he's the winner by, midnight New York time, Bloomberg will pick up the market movements in Asia and then in Europe, and you'll be able to see what takes place. And it may be quite that day if that's what takes place. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, American government works really well at the state and local level. It works well in fiscal discipline with a few exceptions. We're closer together. The closer we are to each other, the more respect we have for each other. The federal government's a disembodied affair. It's a long ways away in all sorts of time, and in the argument in the copy nearby, I'm not anywhere near as anxious as the markets are. The American president is so circumscribed by Congress and the courts that it will be, we may be at maximum magnification of the outcome right at this moment, from now until Tuesday. On that note, see you next week.